Good afternoon, welcome to the shed. This is a Stanley number 6 or Stanley Bailey number 6. This is one that I recently purchased as one of my sort of bulk buys. I've been after one of these for a while, really like them, but I don't really know what I'm going to use it for yet. So this is what's called a Fore plane, F-O-R-E, and basically it's I think it's a shortening of before. It's what you use before you use a smoothing plane. So for example, when I was doing my bench, this would have been ideal for flattening the top, right? I was using a number 5, which is slightly lighter weight, but it's the same sort of thing. It's just a big, hefty jack plane. When Stanley started making metal planes, they kind of copied the sizes of the pre-existing wooden ones. So there was a Fore plane in a wooden configuration, so they made a metal one. Okay, yeah. So we are going to restore this today, or do a sympathetic restore. What I mean by that is clean it, clean the metal, clean the brass pieces, but not touch the paintwork. I'm going to leave the knobs on this if I can, and not take them back to wood, because I've not had a lot of success with that. So I'm just going to try and clean them, maybe clean this. There's a bit of paint on there, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so basically make it look nice, make it workable. It's going in my collection, I'm not selling it or anything like that. So that's the plan for today. Okay, let's get over to the bench and I'll show you what we got. Okay, so it is the standard Stanley configuration. We have a lever cap thingy. A chip breaker and blade or iron. I think this is a Stanley blade, this one. A couple of the ones that I bought had a record blade, which is not unusual in the UK, because they're obviously the same design. Yeah, so that's marked with an S. That's the chip breaker. No idea how old this one is. We'll look it up in a minute. There's a really good website you can use to find out when they date from. Yeah, so this is marked Stanley. Got a load of gunk all over it. Okay, so to find out how old they are, you need to look and see if there are any patent marks. That's the first thing you do, and that is under the frog or just behind the frog, but you're not going to be able to see it unless I open it up. Glass is falling off. Okay, so there's the frog, and here's the base of the plane, or the sole of the plane. I think I'm going to go and clean that, and then I will show you. Can't see any patent marks. No, don't think there are any. Okay, I'll give it a clean, and then I'll show you where they would be if there were any, and then we can date it. Just going to take the handle off. I'm just going to wash it in soapy water. Hot soapy water. It looks nice and flat. It has been greased or oiled at some point, but I think that was quite a long time ago. But that should help when we come to clean it. But it is filthy. Yeah, don't know where this has been. But I think it's been kept dry at the very least. Okay, I'll go and give it a wash. Back in a mo. Okay, so I've washed it. Cleaned it. There's some fairly thick grease on the bottom, which is a good thing. It means there won't be too much rust. But it's old grease, so whoever did it, thank you. It was a long time ago, but it's going to work. Okay, so I also, while I was there, looked up the age of this. The way you can tell is number of patent marks. This has got none. They would normally be there. Whether it's got a lipped front and back, so they have like a raised raised edge and also this raised bit around the knob. So using those factors, and I guess there's some other factors as well you can use, this is determined as a type 15. It's a number 6 but a type 15, and they were produced 1931 to 32. So this thing is 90 years old, which is pretty amazing really, isn't it? That it's still going to be a usable tool. Okay, so what we're going to do about this bottom here, there's a lot of grease on there, or grime it is now, it used to be grease. I think some WD-40 and a bit of wire wool is probably our best bet. Let me get ourselves some of that. Now I don't like WD-40 very much, I find it a bit smelly, but it does do the job. I don't like wire wool very much either, to be honest. Okay, let's do that there. I don't want to get that on the bench if I can help it. Let's see if that'll do the job. I don't know if you can see this sort of grimy greasiness there, but that's what we're going to try and remove. I can't flatten the base of the plane until I've at least got rid of the dirt. In fact, I'm hardly going to flatten it anyway, because I'm pretty sure that it's flatter than I'll be able to get it already. Don't fix what ain't broke. That's coming off a treat. Take the grease off of the iron, and we can give this a buff on the wheel. Plenty of meat on there. Needs a good sharpen though. Okay, so that's it. We've done that. That's taken me probably 2 hours start to finish to do that. I have cleaned all the paint off the knobs. I've oiled them, but I haven't taken the varnish off. I think it might be the right decision. That one could do with a bit of a shine, but maybe a bit of wax polish would do it. Okay, let's put it back together. I also had to sharpen the blade quite severely. It had more notches than Gimli's axe. Well, it had one massive one actually. Okay, let's put it back together and see if we can give it a test. Where should we start? The frog. So the adjuster screw. I think I better start by putting my glasses on. Okay, so that's the frog adjuster. I always forget that I have to put the handle on first, or before I put the blades on, because you can't get to the screws otherwise. Need to get my 3-in-1 oil as well. Okay. Screw for the bottom of the handle, or the tote, which is its proper name apparently. Okay, frog and adjuster. Oh, I can do that now actually. Reverse thread on these, just to catch you out. Tiny drop of oil. Not quite that much oil. Secure the frog. This is in remarkably good condition for a nearly 100-year-old plane or 90-year-old plane. Now I have found you have to get this just right, this frog, otherwise the blade can not quite chatter but bounce, I think. Not sure if I'm quite right there, but it's close enough for the moment. We can test it in a minute. Okay. Locating screw. Don't really need any oil on there, but I'll stick a bit on there anyway. And then put our blade and chip breaker together. wipe with my oily rag, oil in a can, just to stop the rust setting in. Okay, let's try again. That's better. Still seems to be quite a narrow gap, but that might be just me. Oh, there, that's it. Wasn't located correctly. And a lever cap. Might need loosening off a little bit. Okay, and finally the front knob. There you go. That is a Stanley No. 6 fit and ready to roll. Let's give it a test. I haven't got a massive bit of wood that needs flattening, so we'll just have to use this bit of pine. Right, this is probably the first time this plane has been used in, I don't know, many years. Okay, nothing at all. There we go. It's very heavy, which is nice. There's a guy called Rob Cosman who uses one of these as his go-to plane all the time, because I think it's because of the weight. I need a long bit of wood, really. So, all right, my technique's not perfect, but it's cutting beautifully. The weight of it is just helps a lot. I've made a mess already a bit, look, all that lovely clean. Let's try it on a bit of oak, something a bit tougher. I can find a bit. See what I'll do with that. It's a bit harsh. Get the grain going the right way. Okay, so that's another restore done. Looks really nice. As I say, it was a sympathetic restore, so I haven't gone crazy. It's kept its original look. It cuts beautifully. It does need a little bit of fine tuning, but we'll get there when we. Yeah, I really need a longer bit of wood because that's where it comes into its own. But I'll have to find some wood for that. Okay, so yeah, next up will probably be the number 7 or even the number 8. I've also got a 50 to do. I've got loads of things to do, so many projects. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I'll link to some other related videos here. and I'll see you soon.